Ever since the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the monarchy's popularity has dropped to an all-time low. This is largely attributable to the public's generally ambivalent view of King Charles III, in contrast to the Queen's seemingly unwavering popularity. A lot of the monarchy was tied up with the Queen, Graham Smith, CEO of the anti-monarchy group Republic, told Time, and Charles isn't the Queen. And then there are big shifts in attitudes. I think that in very different ways, Princes, Harry and Andrew have done a lot of damage to the monarchy, and so the spell is broken. Reflective of the changing sensibilities of the British public, protests swept the streets of London on Charles's coronation day in May 2023. These were swiftly shut down by the police, and Smith himself was arrested for peacefully protesting, leading to greater public backlash. Following his arrest, membership of Republic nearly doubled. Hello and welcome to Royal Scandal. Please do well to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell so as not to miss out on any news updates. Even those who once adored the royal family are having second thoughts. When you really put pressure on the notion that this one family has been born into the world, appointed by God to rule over the United Kingdom and other countries of the world, it's a difficult conversation to have, James Holt, a former royal press secretary, said in an episode of Netflix's Harry and Meghan. Let's transport ourselves to an alternate universe in which Britain has a referendum on the royal family or Brexit, if you will, and find out what life would be like for the royals if the monarchy was abolished. In the event that the monarchy is abolished, the royals needn't worry about losing their titles. The former king would not be referred to as Mr. Mountbatten Windsor. He would get to retain his moniker of King Charles III despite being ousted from the throne. For instance, when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle left royal duties behind, they were nonetheless referred to as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex from there on in. Moreover, those who hail from countries that have abolished their monarchies, such as Greece and Germany, have retained regal designations. However, such titles have not been without controversy. Following the death of Queen Elizabeth II, there was speculation as to whether King Charles III would step down to allow his son, Prince William, to ascend the throne. However, Charles emphatically stated that he had no intention of retiring anytime soon. But if Britain abolished the monarchy, Charles and his wife Camilla, Queen Consort, may be left with no choice but retirement. Having spent his entire lifetime in a regal bubble, Charles would likely struggle to adjust to life within a republic. As a septuagenarian, he's already entitled to a state pension, which he pledged to donate to charity in 2013. But in the absence of a sovereign grant, he would likely have to rely on a pension to get by. Undoubtedly, this would prove a significant drop in income for the monarch, with the full state pension in the UK standing at £203.85, around $251 a week. The monarchy is legally exempt from taxation. This includes the two royal duchies, Cornwall and Lancaster, from which the royals have made billions in untaxed income. King Charles III has previously faced significant scrutiny over his exemption from paying corporation tax on the Duchy of Cornwall's commercial activities. This tax exemption may give it an unfair advantage over its competitors who do pay corporation and capital gains tax, argued British politician Margaret Hodge in 2013, per the BBC. The Treasury should examine whether the duchy's tax exemption creates an unlevel playing field. But in a republic, the royals would have to pay their fair share of taxes, including a pricey inheritance tax. This means that when Charles dies, his sons would have to foot the hefty bill for his estate, which is valued at around $2 billion. If the monarchy was abolished, King Charles III wouldn't be able to stay in Buckingham Palace. Bucks is not the private property of the royals, but rather the crown, which is funded by the sovereign grant, something that would be scrapped in a republic. But Buckingham Palace would undoubtedly become even more of a popular tourist attraction, serving as a reminder of Britain's monarchic past. Additionally, Charles and Camilla, Queen Consort, would have to give up their official residence, Clarence House, which is also owned by the Crown. Similarly, Prince William and wife Princess Catherine would likely have to vacate Kensington Palace. That doesn't mean that the royals would be left out on the streets, however. The royal family is entitled to round-the-clock protection from the Metropolitan Police, which is estimated to cost the taxpayer £100 million, $123 million, annually. This is due to the royals being vulnerable to terrorist threats and assassination attempts. In 2018, for instance, an ISIS sympathizer was jailed for plotting a terrorist attack on Prince George. Therefore, one of the biggest problems that the royals would face under a republic is a lack of police protection. And despite their best efforts, they almost certainly wouldn't be able to retain the security that they once enjoyed. For instance, Prince Harry lost his legal bid requesting police protection when visiting the UK. Regarded as a private citizen since giving up his princely duties, Harry was denied the right to this type of security even if he agreed to foot the bill himself, per the Telegraph. Thankfully for Prince William, he is already skilled in a profession other than being a full-time working royal. From 2015 to 2017, he worked as an air ambulance pilot, aiding a team of paramedics and doctors on life-saving missions. William has said that he found the work highly rewarding. "The moment I started the helicopter training, I realized that it was better than anything," he revealed in an episode of Time to Walk. "It was one of those things that I just instantly took to and thought, this is really cool. I really enjoy it." Although Wills quit the role due to the demands of his senior royal duties, being a skilled and trained air ambulance pilot would no doubt come in handy should Britain ever abolish the monarchy. However, as rewarding as the work was, William also found it draining and, at times, traumatic. "My personal life and everything was absolutely fine," he explained. "I was happy at home and happy at work, but I kept looking at myself, going, why am I feeling like this? Why do I feel so sad? And I started to realize that, actually, you're taking home people's trauma, people's sadness, and it's affecting you." The royal family's dwindling approval rating has been partly attributable to the controversy surrounding Prince Andrew. By his own admission, the problem prince was close friends with convicted pedophile financier Jeffrey Epstein and his right-hand woman, convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell. Accordingly, Andrew was accused of sexual abuse by one of Epstein's many survivors, Virginia Giuffre. Andrew has, however, always maintained his innocence. It was also thanks to the firm that Andrew was able to settle his case with Giuffre. Queen Elizabeth II herself reportedly paid around $15 million towards the settlement. Since the late monarch's finances stemmed from the sovereign grant, this was essentially public money. But in a republic, the royal family's powers would be decimated, and thus, Andrew would most likely be left to fend for himself if future controversies arose due to his questionable past friendships. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.